After working hard for many years, you managed to get a job at Uber, and you were asked to implement a vehicle service. Users can choose between low-cost and luxurious vehicles. Again, you see a pattern. Low-cost and luxurious are the same service, but of course the type of the car changes. We can see right away that we need two classes, low-cost and luxurious. So, this one is the simple factory. And the classes we need for this case are low-cost. And let me quickly set this up. So this is the namespace. This is now simple factory. And then we have the class, which is low-cost. And this is everything for the low-cost for now. I will copy this and do the same for luxurious. Let's create an abstract vehicle class, because we can see that these are two classes that represent a car service. So let's do it like this. Let's create an abstract vehicle class. So this is an abstract class. The end user can call for a car. So we can have an abstract public function call. Also, we can have a list of cars that the user can call, and we initialize that list inside the constructor. Of course, we have to save them somewhere, so we have a protected cars array. And then inside the constructor, we initialize that array. Inside the classes low-cost and luxurious, we can now extend that abstract class. Extends abstract vehicle. Of course, we have to implement the call method, and we can simply return a string for now. So this is a dot. We can access the array, so these cars, and we can get a random car, so array random from the cars array. Car is coming to get you. And we can specify the service, which in this case is low cost. Now we can do the same for the luxurious one. So again, extends abstract vehicle, implement the call method. And this is very similar, so I'm just going to copy this return and paste it for the luxurious one. The only difference though is that we have to change at the end the type. So this is now luxurious. Let me bring this down so it is easier to read. Okay. For the factory now, let me first create that class. So vehicle factory. We have a public static function which we can call getVehicle, and it accepts the type of the vehicle we want to get, and this will return an abstract vehicle, which means that it will return a luxurious or a low-cost car. And the way it works is that low-cost and luxurious extend the abstract vehicle, so they are pretty much the same type. So back to the factory now, we can have a switch statement that according to the type we can get the car. So this is case luxurious. So if it is a luxurious service, then we want to return a new luxurious car, and we can pass a couple of brands. For example, Mercedes is one of them, BMW, and let's say Bentley. For the low-cost car, we can actually do the same, except that the array is different. So return new low cost, and for the array we can have Fiat and Renault. No offense to people that have these cars, it is just the service. This is how the service works. Now regarding some errors, we can have a default. So default, we can throw a new exception and we can say type is not valid in case we pass something that is not luxurious or low cost. Okay, now let's go to the index, which is the client that runs the code, and let's create a new function for simple factory. Now we can create a luxurious car, or we can actually get the luxurious service by calling vehicle factory, and then we call the static method, which is getVehicle, and we pass the text luxurious, which is the type. Let me import this so we don't get that namespace, and we can echo luxurious and we can call it. So we call the car, and then we can add a BR to have some space, and we can do the same for low cost. Again, we call the factory, we get a vehicle that is low cost. And again, we can have an echo, luxurious, call, and add a BR. So if I go now back to my browser and I reload, of course we have to call this simple factory. And I reload, as you can see, we get a Bentley car is coming to get you, and we do the same for the second one. So it looks like we have a small error. Of course, we are not calling the low cost there. So now we have a BMW car is coming to get you, which is the luxurious service. And then we have a Fiat car is coming to get you, which is a low cost service. And of course, no matter how many times you reload, the first one is always luxurious and the second one is low cost. And also we get a random car. It is not that we actually specify the car. Anyways, now the last thing that I want to try is to actually call something that does not exist. So does not exist. Let's say an airplane. So we want to get an airplane. Well, of course, this is not going to work. So does not exist. We call that, we go back. As you can see, it throws the error, the exception, which is type is not valid.